Jung versus Freud, the secret duel that changed psychology forever, battle of mind and soul. You're about to enter an epic confrontation between two of psychology's greatest minds, Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud. In this video, we explore their friendship, rivalry, and the deep philosophical differences that would forever divide the father of psychoanalysis and the visionary of analytical psychology. Discover how Freud saw the unconscious as a realm of repressed desires, while Jung perceived symbols, archetypes, and the sacred journey of the human soul. Get ready for an intense narrative, full of mysteries, controversial theories, and internal battles that shaped the way we understand the mind today. Subscribe for more videos on psychology, philosophy, and mind-bending stories. What you'll learn in this video: the origin of the friendship between Jung and Freud, the key breaking points in their philosophies, the impact of their ideas on modern psychology, how their legacies still shape our understanding of the human mind. Two men, two minds that dared to go where no one else had the courage to venture, into the dark territory of the human soul. On one side, the father of psychoanalysis, rational, direct, obsessed with the repressed unconscious. On the other, the mystic of the mind, symbolic, intuitive, an explorer of archetypes and ancient myths. Freud versus Jung, more than a theoretical disagreement. It was a silent war, a tragic rupture that shaped everything we now call psychology. Get ready to step into the most dangerous battlefield of all, the human psyche itself. The meeting of the Titans. In 1907, in Vienna, two giants met for the first time. Freud, 50 years old, Jung, 32. They talked for 13 hours straight. Freud was fascinated. Jung seemed to be his intellectual heir, someone who could take psychoanalysis beyond its boundaries. Jung was also captivated. Finally, a mentor, a master, someone who understood the weight of the unconscious. For years, they worked side by side, published texts, attended conferences. Together, they seemed unbeatable, but the seeds of their split were already planted. The silent divide. Gradually, disagreements began to surface. Freud believed that all human behavior was driven by repressed sexual forces. For him, the libido was the gravitational center of the psyche. But Jung saw something beyond sex. He believed in symbols, universal myths, ancestral forces that have shaped our minds since time immemorial. Freud thought dreams were disguised sexual desires. Jung saw dreams as the language of the soul, the unconscious trying to guide the individual toward individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are. The divergence deepened, and Freud began to suspect that Jung was going too far. War of Worlds. Jung began exploring religious symbols. He started talking about the self, the collective unconscious, and archetypes like the hero, the shadow, the wise old man. Freud saw this as dangerous mysticism. Psychology, he said, needed to be an exact science, not a new religion. Then came the final blow. Jung wrote, "Freud cannot see beyond sexual theory. His world is closed, dry, soulless." Freud responded by cutting ties. To him, Jung was a traitor to the psychoanalytic cause. Thus, their friendship turned into intellectual hostility. The master and the disciple became rivals forever. The collapse and the resurrection. After the split, Jung plunged into chaos. He spent years facing visions, hallucinations, and intense dreams. He went through what he called the dark night of the soul, but instead of running away, he wrote it all down. Thus was born the Red Book, a visionary diary filled with archetypal images, reflections, and dialogues with inner entities. Was it psychology or madness? For Jung, it was healing. While Freud reinforced his theory and founded psychoanalytic schools, Jung created a new approach, analytical psychology. Two schools, two paths, two ways of looking at the human soul. The divided legacy. Today, both left indelible marks. Freud gave us the idea that we are driven by unconscious forces. He taught us that the past shapes the present. that desire, trauma, and the ego are central pieces of our psyche. Jung gave us archetypes, the hero's journey, and shadow integration. He showed us that there is something sacred within us, waiting to be recognized. While Freud dug the foundations of the mind, Jung looked to the sky, searching for what lies beyond reason. The verdict of the soul. They never reconciled. Freud died in 1939, Jung in 1961. They never wrote to each other again. But to this day, their ideas live on, in therapy rooms, universities, movies, art, and inside you. Freud said, "Where ID was, their ego shall be." Jung replied, "He who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakens." Maybe the world needs both. Maybe you need to hear both voices, the scientist and the mystic, the father and the explorer, the man of reason and the man of the soul, because in the end, you are the battleground where this duel still takes place. If you've made it this far, it's because there's a part of you that wants to go beyond the surface. Did you enjoy the video? Like, comment your opinion, and share it with someone who loves psychology. Who do you think had the deeper insight? Freud or Jung? The true psychological journey isn't about understanding others. It's about facing yourself.